All right, so on your backs, you can let the arms come down by the sides. You can take one hand on the heart and then maybe taking the other hand on top of that heart, or one on the low belly if you'd like. Just taking a moment to connect with the breath and the heartbeat. Eyes closed. And then we'll just start to deepen the breath while you're here, right? So long, slow inhales. Long, slow exhales. And then see if you can follow that breath. So the second it enters through the nostrils, watching it as it comes down the throat, into the lungs, into the belly, and then maybe all the way down into the low belly. So filling up the entire body with the breath. And then same thing as it exits, following it up the belly, into the lungs, into the throat, and then as it exits the nostrils. And taking this time to maybe set an intention for your class. All right, we'll all bend into the knees. And then start to hug the knees into the chest. Maybe wrapping the arms around the legs. You can roll around on the low back. And then taking the palms to grab each knee, we're just gonna draw the knees apart from each other. So drawing them out and then in. So big circles, getting into the inner hips here. All right, next time the knees are into the chest, hang on to the right one, let the left leg go long on the mat. And then start to draw that right knee a little bit closer. So pulling it into the chest, maybe even down towards that right armpit. You can roll out that right ankle, just drawing some circles with that right foot. Then we're gonna release the knee and just start to reach for the outside edge of that right foot with the right hand. So kind of a half happy baby. You can take that left hand to the left hip. See about drawing that left hip back down if it's popped up. And then pulling down on that right foot. All right, we'll release the foot, start to straighten that leg up towards the sky, grabbing onto the back of the leg somewhere, starting maybe with the thigh, so the back, the hamstring there. Maybe if you want to work on walking the hand up to the calf, maybe finding the ankle for a little bit deeper of a stretch. And you can even lift the shoulders and the head up off the mat, working the forehead up towards that leg. All right, if you're lifted, go ahead and lower the shoulders, the head back down. Walk the hands down a little bit. We'll bend into that right knee. Just start to guide that knee across the body, just a gentle twist. Slowly bringing that knee back on up. We'll hug both knees back into the chest. And then draw those circles again. So letting the knees go out. And if you want to get a little creative here, maybe drawing opposite circles with the knees. You can try that out. All right, next time, left knees into the chest. Hang on to it. Let the right leg go long. And same thing, start to draw that knee down a little bit tighter, a little closer to the chest, maybe down towards that left armpit. Rolling out that left ankle. All right, then we got that half happy baby. So left hand reaches up, outside edge of that left foot. So the elbow's on the inside of the knee, hand outside of the foot, drawing down on that left foot. All right, go ahead and release that foot. We're straightening it up towards the sky, grabbing onto the back of the leg somewhere. Maybe starting here with the thigh. Flexing those toes back towards the face. Maybe you start to walk the hands up, finding the calf or the ankle. Maybe lifting the forehead up, reaching it towards that leg if you're out feeling a little more open this morning. All right, slowly lowering the shoulders and the head if they're lifted, walking the hands back down. We're bending into that knee now. Softly guiding that knee over to the right, across the body, finding that gentle twist. All right, bring that knee back on up. Let's hug both knees into the chest. And then this time we're going to guide the knees apart from each other, reach through, grab on the edges of the feet, finding a happy baby. Then we'll release the feet, bring those knees back together, grabbing onto the backs of the thighs. We're just going to rock and roll. So 3 or 4 times. After that third time or fourth time, crossing the ankles, taking the hands to the mat, we're going to find a tabletop position. Coming onto our hands and knees. All right, so let's find a nice foundation with this first. So make sure you're spreading the fingers nice and wide, pressing firmly in all pads of the fingertips. So you might find a lift in the palm of the hand. And then stacking the joints. So the shoulders over the elbows, elbows over the wrists, and hips over the knees. So let's just do a couple cat-cows. On the inhale, you'll drop the belly, tilt the tailbone up and back, lift the gaze. On the exhale, you're rounding the spine, tucking the tailbone, dropping the head. So just move with your own breath here. Do about 3 or 4 of these. Feel free to exaggerate this as much as you like. If you want to like bend into the elbows, maybe getting the hips involved. Still just warming up the spine. I'm not used to saying this out loud. So why do I feel so free? All right, On your next exhale, go ahead and sit those hips back. We're gonna find a child's pose, so the big toes touching. Let's bring the knees together. So you're kind of letting the upper body relax and rest over the knees. You can even take those hands down by the sides of the legs, working the forehead down towards the mat. And then remembering this pose is a resting pose, so if you feel like you need to take a break throughout class, always feel free to come down to your knees. All right, we're gonna reach those hands forward. Spread the fingers nice and wide. We're gonna tuck the toes and then start to make your way up into a downward facing dog. So you're lifting the knees off the mat and we're shifting the hips up and back. So you're trying to make this upside down letter V shape with the body, right? So let's all come up onto the toes, little bend in the knees, and then tilt that tailbone again, up and back. Okay, so either stay like this, or you can, over time, kind of start working into straightening into those legs, keeping that tilt with the tailbone. So maybe you also take this time to bend into one knee and then the other. Just getting into one hamstring at a time. We're slowly gonna heel toe it to the top of the mat. So just one foot step at a time, lean the right foot forward, left foot, right foot, till you meet the top of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Letting the upper body hang heavy. Let everything relax. Let the arms hang heavy, let the head hang heavy. And yeah, you can sway into the upper body. And shake the head out. All right, let's all let the arms hang heavy, bend into the knees, start to roll it up, one vertebra at a time. Coming into Tadasana, mountain pose, so big toes can be touching, they can be hips distance apart, palms facing towards me. Stand up nice and tall. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, the arms out wide over to the right. Keep the hips forward if you can. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale to the left, arms out wide, keep the hips forward if you can. Inhale, arms up. And on the exhale, we're going to dive forward. The back is flat to this halfway point. After that, then you fold in. We'll inhale, come up halfway, another flat back. Exhale, fold. Go ahead and plant those hands on the mat, so bend into the knees. And we'll step those feet to the back of the mat, finding a plank position, top of the push-up. And let's just come down to the knees for a second. Go ahead and take a seat onto the heels. There's a couple people, I'm not sure if everybody knows Vinyasa, so throughout class I say make your way through a Vinyasa. Several times I'll be saying that. Your first option is to go knees, chest, chin, and then inhale for this baby cobra. Exhale back up into downward facing dog. Second option is a little bit more challenging. Make your way through Vinyasa. You roll forward, bend into the elbows for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back up into downward facing dog. So let's all find that plank position, top of the push-up. All right, from here, take a deep breath in. Exhale, make your way through Vinyasa. So you've got that knees, chest, chin option or chaturanga. Inhale to come up. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. All right, next inhale, the right leg's gonna go up and back. Exhale, start to draw that knee into the chest, rounding into the spine, and then drop that foot top of the mat. So we're gonna drop that back knee, untuck the toes, and we're gonna take that left hand, planting it on the inside of that front foot. Start to reach the right arm up to the sky. Maybe taking a look up at the right fingertips. All right, making sure you're really strong in that right foot, that front foot, and that left hand. We're gonna tuck the toes to that back foot, lift the knee off the mat. So keep the arms the way they are. All right, think of long lines of energy with the arms here too. All right, well, I'll take a look down. Take the right hand to the mat. And then we'll step the left foot up about to the middle of the mat. The left toes are pointing out. So like if it's on a clock, it'd be like 10 or 11 o'clock. And then check out that right hip. So it might have popped out. See about getting it back in its socket. Both legs are straight. We're going into pyramid pose here. So maybe you want to come up on an inhale, gonna flat back, and then exhale. Start to fold over that front leg. You should feel a nice stretch in the right hamstring here. All right, from here we're gonna come into warrior three. So bend into that right knee a little bit. We'll launch off the back foot, and you're straightening into that leg. So the hands can stay right here on the mat. If you've got good balance and you're feeling strong in that right leg, hands can come up to the heart. Maybe they reach forward. All right, beautiful. We're gonna find a chair pose. So drop that left foot to meet the right, bend into the knees, sit the hips back, arms up to the sky. And take a deep breath in here. On the exhale, straighten into the legs, stand it up and dive forward. Inhale, come up, halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend into the knees, plant the hands, step or float it back. And make your way through Vinyasa. Next, inhale, left leg's gonna go up and back. Exhale, start to draw the knee into the chest, rounding into the spine. Softly drop that foot top of the mat. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Right hand staying on the inside of that front foot. Left arm starts to reach up. All right, when you're ready, we're grounding into that front foot, that front hand. Tuck the toes of that back foot. Start to lift that knee off the mat. Again, long lines of energy with those arms. Maybe you're taking a look up at the left fingers. All right, well, we're going to find a pyramid pose. Take a look down, plant that hand. Step that right foot in quite a bit. Toes out more than the heel. Straighten into that front leg. Get that left hip back in its socket. If you want to come up on an inhale, go flat back. Exhale, start to fold back over that front leg. All right, so heels should be in alignment. And that right foot, the right toes are pointing out a little bit. So this time like a 1 or a 2 o'clock. And then warrior three, so bending into that front knee. We'll launch off back foot. And same thing, you can keep the hands right here just to help with your balance if you're feeling nice and sturdy. Hands come up to the heart. Maybe they reach forward. All right, chair pose. Drop that foot, bend into the knees, sit the hips back. Taking a deep breath in here. Exhale, stand it up, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend into the knees, plant those hands, step it back or float it back, making your way through Vinyasa. And we all meet in downward facing dog. All right, inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, round into the spine, lift it up, hold, and softly drop that foot top of the mat. This time we're going straight into that easy twist, so the left hand's gonna stay where it's at, right arm just reaches up to the sky. All right, from here, we're gonna come into warrior two, so windmill those arms out and open. Spin down on that back heel, arms out wide. You have a nice 90-degree bend in that right knee. Tuck the tailbone. Right elbow is gonna come to the right knee. We've got a side angle pose. So left arm can go up to the sky. If you want extended side angle, left hand reaches up and over. Maybe the right fingertips come down. All right, we're gonna find a high lunge. So sweep those arms forward and up. Come onto the ball of that back foot. And then we've got that warrior three, so launching off back foot, reaching those hands forward, maybe in front of the heart. All right, chair pose, left foot meets the right, bend into the knees, sit the hips back, arms to the sky. Deep breath in. On the exhale, we stand it up and dive forward. Inhale for that halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, bend into the knees, plant those hands, step it back, float it back. And you've got a Vinyasa, meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale that knee into the chest. We're rounding into the spine. Lift up as high as you can. Softly dropping that foot, top of the mat. And coming straight into that easy twist. Right hand stays where it's at. Left arm goes to the sky. All right, opening it up. Warrior two, arms out wide. Softly, left elbow comes onto left knee. Try not to put a bunch of pressure here. You're barely resting on here. Right arm reaches to the sky or up and over that right ear. Maybe the left hand comes down. And high lunge. Sweep the arms forward and up. Come onto the ball of that back foot. Still have that nice 90-degree bend in that front knee. Making sure you're feeling nice and strong and steady in that front foot before you launch into that warrior three. Hands can stay in front of the heart, maybe reaching forward. And then you've got a chair pose, so dropping that foot, bend into the knees, sit those hips back, arms up to the sky. Deep breath in here. Exhale, stand it up, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant those hands, step it back or float it back, making your way through Vinyasa. All right, we're gonna do about maybe 1 minute little break. You can take a child's pose. You can stay in down dog if you like. Maybe grab some water. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm winded.
always thinking of you. But I don't know, I thought I'd be kidding. All the lies, they will not be forgiven. Tell me what can I do? I'm always thinking of you. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. Don't wanna be thinking of you. Oh, you.
All right, we'll find a downward facing dog if you're not there already. Inhaling that right leg up and back. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, rounding into the spine, lift it up, hold right there. Inhale, we're gonna shoot it up and back. Exhale, draw it in one more time, lift it up as high as you can, and then softly drop that foot top of the mat. Coming into that easy twist, so left hand stays where it's at. Right arm reaches to the sky. All right, check this out. So feel free to just stay like this. If you want to find a revolved warrior two, we're going to keep the arms the way they are. Just lift the upper body on up. So it's a really twisty move here. And then from here, we're going to windmill the arms out and open, come into warrior two. Coming into that side angle pose, right elbow, right knee. Left arm to the sky. All right, so we're going to come to the top of the mat. So if you have bird of paradise and you want to go there, you're going to wrap the arm around, finding a bind. So everybody who knows what bird of paradise is, they'll probably know how to get there. I'm going to demonstrate what to do if we're not doing bird of paradise. So left hand behind the back. Right hand comes to the outside edge of that right knee. And we're going to step the left foot up to meet the right. So you're kind of like in a chair pose here. And we're just going to start to bounce onto that left foot. We're going to stand it up, bring that right knee with us. All right, nice and slow. Drop that right foot. Left foot's going to step to the back of the mat. We're going to come back into that side angle pose. All right, high lunge. When you're ready, sweep those arms forward and up. Come onto the ball of that back foot. Grounding into that front foot, we've got a warrior three, launch off the back foot. Slowly drop that left foot to meet the right, bend into the knees, sit the hips back. Let's bring the hands in front of the heart. We're going to take a deep breath in. On the exhale, twist it to the right, getting that left elbow to the outside edge of that right knee. Hands stay in front of the heart. All right, we're going to inhale, stand it up, straight into those legs. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale for that halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, we fold. Plant those hands, bend into the knees, step it back or float it back. Making your way through Vinyasa. Inhaling that left leg up and back. Exhale, start to draw the knee into the chest. Rounding into the spine, lift it up, hold for a second. Inhale, we go up and back. Exhale, draw it in again. Lift it up as high as you can. Softly drop that foot off the mat. Coming into that revolved, that easy twist. So right hand stays where it's at, left arm to the sky. All right, if you want that revolved warrior two, just lift the upper body on up, keep those arms out wide. Otherwise, just stay in that twist. And then finding a warrior two, so windmill those arms out and open, spin down on that back heel. Check out that front knee, make sure you still have that 90-degree bend. Tucking the tailbone. And then side angle pose, left elbow, left knee. Right fingertips to the sky. So if you want to go into that bind, right arm behind you, left arm underneath you. Getting ready for a bird of paradise. Otherwise, right hand wraps behind the back. Left hand grabs the outside edge of that left thigh. Stepping the right foot up to meet the left. Rooting through that right foot, we start to lift the left toes. That left knee comes up to the chest. Just hang on to it, find your balance. And left foot comes to the mat. Slowly coming out of your bird of paradise if you're in it. Right foot steps to the back of the mat. Back into that side angle pose. Finding your high lunge, sweep the arms forward and up. Come onto the ball of that back foot. Grounding into that front foot, you got a warrior three, launch off back foot. Arms reaching forward, maybe in front of the heart. And chair pose, slowly drop that foot, bend into the knees, reach those arms up. Bringing those hands in front of the heart. Deep breath in, exhale, twist it to the left. Next inhale, stand it up straight into those legs. Exhale, we dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant those hands, step it back, float it back. Make your way through Vinyasa. And we all meet in downward facing dog. All right, inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, draw it in. Drop that foot top of the mat, nice and slow, softly. And then find that easy twist, so left hand stays where it's at. Right arm to the sky. Coming back into that pyramid pose, so bring that right hand down. Step the back foot up quite a bit, left toes out, more than the heels, straighten back into both those legs. All right, warrior three, when you're ready, bend into that front knee, launch off back foot. Slowly, that left foot comes to meet the right, bending to the knees, find that chair pose, arms to the sky. Then we bring the hands in front of the heart. We're finding that twist, so take a deep breath in on the exhale, twist it to the right. Okay, we're going to come into this revolved lunge. So the left foot's gonna end up being at the back of the mat. If you wanna just come out of this, step back, come back into it, that's cool. Otherwise, we're right here. Left heel comes off the mat, toes follow, bring it up towards the booty, step that foot back. High lunge, sweep the arms forward and up. Launching off that back foot, let's find that warrior three again. And then we'll end it with the chair pose. So drop that foot, bend into the knees, sit the hips back. Deep breath in, exhale, stand it up, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step it, float it back, make your way through Vinyasa. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. All right, inhaling left leg up and back. Exhale, draw that knee in, softly drop that foot, top of the mat. Coming into that easy twist. Right hand stays where it's at, left arm to the sky. And then coming into pyramid pose, drop that left hand, step the back foot in quite a bit. We straighten that back into both legs. Get that left hip back in its socket. All right, warrior three when you're ready. Launching off back foot, flexing into those toes, hands go up in front of the heart, maybe reaching forward. Right foot drops to meet the left. Find that chair pose. Take a deep breath in here on the exhale. We twist it to the left. Try and get those hands in front of the heart. Keep those knees together if you can. All right, same thing. Coming into this revolved lunge. So again, if you want to come out of it, just step the right foot back, then come back into it. Otherwise, challenging yourself here. Challenging your balance. You're grounding into the left foot. Right heel lifts. Toes come up. Heel comes to the booty for a second. Then we step it back. Hands stay in front of the heart. High lunge, sweep the arms forward and up. All right, last warrior three, launching off that back foot, reach those hands forward. And then we'll drop that foot, bend into the knees, sit the hips back. One last chair pose. Maybe sit it back a few more inches. And deep breath in. Exhale, we'll stand it up, go ahead and dive forward. Inhale for that halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, bend into the knees, step or float it back, make your way through one more vinyasa. All right, one more short little break. You can come to the knees, child's pose if you want, otherwise stay right where you're at. All right, just a few breaths. All right, so we got the knees together in this child's pose. Let's reach the hands back to grab onto the heels. So we're still in child's pose. We're just gonna grab the heels with the palms and start to come up onto the top of the head. So you're lifting the hips up and you're really drawing onto those heels. You should feel a little bit of a stretch in the shoulders. Try not to put too much pressure on the top of the head. And we'll start to lower those hips. Reaching those hands forward, spread the fingers nice and wide. Let's find a downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, hips go up and back. Inhale that right leg up and back. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest. We're gonna drop that foot top of the mat. And we're gonna walk our hands over to the left side of the mat. Start to point those toes in towards each other. So we're coming into a wide leg forward fold. May need to make some adjustments, widening the legs or shortening the stance. You want to come up, inhale, flat back, and then exhale, start to come back into this. Maybe reaching those hands through the legs, palms facing the opposite way. You can draw in a little bit for a little bit deeper of a stretch. All right, start to come back to center. We're gonna bring those hands to the hips and just start to come up with a flat back. And then let's walk those feet in a little bit closer to each other. This time the toes pointing out. And then we're gonna find a little bit of a squat here. So bending into the knees, sitting the hips back, maybe cactusing the arms. You can go from one side to the other, getting into the hips a little bit more. So we're eventually gonna come into a side lunge. So if you wanna play around with this for a second, just kind of bending into one knee and the other. Before we get into that side lunge, just getting used to that feeling. And then when you're ready, we'll start to bend into the left knee. So you're at the back of the mat, right? And then we're flexing those right toes back towards the face. So the hands can come to the mat. So this is really an inner hip and a hamstring stretch. If you're not feeling either one of those, try flexing those toes back a little more. Maybe take that left elbow, press that knee open a little more. You can always challenge your balance, bringing the hands in front of the heart, maybe out wide. So over time, we want to get that left heel grounded, but I'm not even there yet. So like, it's cool to have it popped up. Just work on getting into that hip. So press that elbow into that knee. All right, we're gonna start to crawl those hands back to the top of the mat. So taking the hands on the inside of that right foot, let's start to walk the right toes over to the right a little more. We're gonna come in to lizard pose, so drop that back knee and tuck the toes. Hands stay right here. If you want to come down to the forearms. If you get down to the forearms, you've got a little more space, you can tuck the toes, lift that back knee off the mat. All right, coming back up onto the palms, here on the forearms. So we're going to tuck the toes of that back foot, lift the knee off the mat. And then you're gonna start to come onto the blade of that right foot and the left foot. So we're coming on the blade of both feet. And you're gonna let those hips kind of lower. Right hand's gonna reach to the back of the mat. All right, both hands top of the mat. We're gonna walk the right toes over to the left, dropping that right knee to the right. So we're making our way into pigeon pose now. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Trying to get that right shin parallel to the front of the mat. You can always walk that foot back towards the body. We'll inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, we can start to come down, maybe onto the forearms. All right, we'll come up onto the palms. Tuck the toes of that back foot. Lift the knee off the mat. We'll lift up, shoot that right leg back. If you want to maybe shoot that knee up towards the sky, open up that hip and do some hip circles.
We don't need a plane, could be always skating.
And we'll drop that right foot to meet the left. Inhaling that left leg up the mat. Exhale, bringing that knee to the chest. Drop that foot top of the mat. Walking those hands over to the right. Putting back into that wide leg forward fold. Pointing those toes in towards each other. Coming up on an inhale, flat back. Exhale, come back through. All right, let's take that left hand. Plant it right in the middle, right underneath the face. Right hand can come behind the back. Maybe take a look over that right shoulder. Maybe the right arm reaches to the sky. Coming back down, we'll take the right hand, replacing the left. Same thing, left hand can come behind the back. Take a look over that left shoulder, maybe the left arm reaches to the sky. All right, take a look back down. Hands will come to the hips, come up with the flat back. Walking those feet in a little bit. And then this time, toes pointing out. We'll start to bend into those knees. So hands can stay right here on the knees. Coming back and forth if you like. Otherwise, cactusing the arms for a minute. All right, when you're ready, we're going to come into that, the back of the mat, bending into that right knee, flexing the left toes back towards the face. Hands can stay on the mat. Maybe they come to the heart. Maybe you take that right elbow, press that knee open a little bit, or you work on getting that heel grounded. Arms can go out wide. All right, slowly we come to the top of the mat, crawling forward, dropping that back knee, untucking the toes, walking that left foot over to the left a little bit. So both hands inside that front foot. And then just staying right here onto the palms, squeezing that knee into that arm if you want to come down to forearms. If you're down on the forearms, you got more space, tuck the toes of that back foot, lift that knee off the mat. All right, we'll come back up onto the palms. Tucking the toes of that back foot, lift the knee off the mat. So we're coming onto the outside edges of both feet. So start with the left foot and then start to come onto the blade of that right foot. Left fingertips reach back, the hips are lowering. All right, both hands top of the mat. Let's walk those toes over to the right side of the mat. Drop that back knee, untuck the toes. Drop the left knee over to the left. Pigeon prep. Go ahead and sit up on an inhale. Get nice and tall. Exhale. Start to make your way down onto the forearms if you can. Otherwise, just sitting up nice and tall. Breathe into the hip. All right, coming up onto the palms. Tucking the toes with that back foot with the knee off the mat. Shoot the left leg up and back. Maybe bend into that knee, open up that hip if you like some hip circles. All right, we'll drop that foot to meet the right. And then coming to the top of the mat, however you want to get there, you can just baby step it or heel toe it. You can float it. And then just start to bend into the knees. I'm gonna go ahead and take a seat onto the mat. And then keeping the soles of the feet on the mat, knees bent, grab onto the legs, sit up nice and tall, get a long straight spine again. And then start to reach the arms forward and just come onto your back. So keep that flat back, see if you can go nice and slow. And then we'll take that right leg, crossing it over to the left. So pick up the hips, move them a little bit over to the right, drop them back down. We're gonna let those arms go out wide, or cactus. Everybody take a deep breath in. On the exhale, we're dropping our knees to the left. So the idea is to get the hips to stack here. So you may need to make some adjustments. We also want both shoulders grounded. You can take a look over the right shoulder for a little bit deeper of a stretch. Knees come back on up, uncross the legs. Get the hips back in the center of the mat. And we got left leg crossing over right. Kick the hips up, move them to the left, drop them back down. Deep breath in. Exhale, dropping the knees to the right this time. Getting those hips to stack, shoulders trying to stay grounded. And yeah, maybe looking over that left shoulder. Slowly start to bring those knees back on up. And uncrossing the legs, get those hips centered. You can bring those knees into the chest. So do any last poses you think you might need or your body might need, like a happy baby, if you want to do a shoulder stand or a plow pose. And then settling into our last pose, letting the legs go long on the mat. Letting those feet flop out to the sides, closing the eyes. Very slowly start to come back into your body, maybe adding a little bit of movement, wiggling into the toes or fingers, rolling out the wrists and ankles. And starting to bend into the knees, placing those soles of the feet on the mat. And just start to roll on to the right side of your body. You can take that right arm, maybe using it as a pillow. Let's take that left hand and plant it right in front of you. So maybe right in front of the heart, whether it's on the mat or on the ground. Just really take a second to root through the earth with that left hand and take this time to seal your practice however you'd like, maybe dedicating your practice to someone else. Maybe you're just finding some gratitude. And with those eyes closed, start to come out to a comfortable seated position. Sitting up nice and tall. We'll inhale those arms out and up. Palms come to touch. Exhale, start to draw the hands down in front of the heart, keeping the eyes closed. So I'm going to try something. I haven't done any ohms yet. I unmuted everybody. I've just been feeling a little ohm deprived. I haven't done this in class yet, so let's try this out. If you want to join me, if not, it's all good. I understand. So when you're ready, sealing our classes with an ohm. Take a deep breath in. Thank you guys for joining me today. We have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.
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 Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.